There is nothing better than a crispy pork roast.
Big thanks to Kamado Joe for sponsoring this episode.
That's right, time to take out the pork belly. I'm going to be turning this slab of pork belly into a delicious roast. And of course I'm going to go for the Cantonese-style Chinese pork roast. Pork is part of one of their oldest cooking traditions. And back in the old days they were using charcoal ovens. That is exactly what we are doing. I'm going to use a little bit of that flavor style, and then of course we're going to make it our own in the barbecue. You want to select one that has the skin still on the pork belly. You also want to look for one that is a little bit on the leaner side, so you're going to have a little bit more meat to chew on. If you can get a nice square piece like this, that is a bonus. All you need to do then is just take a sharp knife and cut into it, starting about 1 finger away from the edge. Don't go in too deep, all we need to do is cut the skin. There are a lot of recipes and videos online that tell you the best way to get a crispy skin is to put it in the fridge for 7 days, put layers of salt on it, rub it off with vinegar, but in reality that is not the case. Because we are going to use a technique that the Italians use, and that is just by cooking it for a very long time. Now we got the cuts in, I'm going to flip it around. And this is where things get interesting. I'm going to take some soy sauce, and this is a soy sauce with mushrooms in it. You can take any type of dark soy sauce that you like, sprinkle it on the meat, and then just rub it in. This is going to be your first layer of flavor. Now that we got that on, I'm going to use the PitmasterX deli seasoning. This is going to match really well with the soy sauce, and it's going to give it a nice thick layer of seasoning. We're just going to layer it on heavily because it's a thick roast we can do with a lot of seasoning. This is already going to give us so much flavor, but now we're just going to add more. First thing that I'm going to add is some garlic. I'm just going to put whole cloves in. Then I'm going to take some ginger, cut it into slices, put it in with the garlic. And then this is the lemongrass. I'm going to take 2 stalks. And if you know anything about lemongrass, then, well, this is too hard to chew on, but it's going to give a lot of flavor. So the trick is to bash it and make sure that it's broken all over so it releases the flavor. Oh, if you smell that, it just screams insane delicious food. I'm going to put that in. Then I've got some green onion that's going to go in. Like that. Of course I want to have some spices in here, so I'm going to add some chili peppers. You can replace it with the rabbit peppers, but they're really spicy, so I recommend taking something softer, more European style spicy. Now we got this pork belly loaded up, so we need to make sure we keep all that goodness inside the roast, and therefore I'm going to bind it up. Let's fold this up, make sure we got all of the seasoning in, push it down a little bit and close it in. Take the middle twine and start binding it up. No fancy techniques required, just use a good old-fashioned nut that works for you. I do want to check if I have every line in the proper direction so it looks good. Go. Cut off the loose ends. Then I'm going to roll it over and we're going to check the way it looks. You see how the twines got a little bit twisted? It doesn't look that great. Presentation is everything, so I'm gonna put this straight. I'm gonna make it look as good as we possibly can. Like that, now we got a proper looking roast. So let's fire up the barbecue and get started. Let's open up the connected Joe, take the grill grates out, take the heat deflectors out. I'm gonna clean out the ashes from the last cook. Add some fresh big block to it, put the heat deflectors back in. In this case I'm using a dripping tray and the grill grates. Let's close the lid, hit the ignition, set the temperature to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it tells me to open up the top vent, and now all I have to do is wait until the connected starts beeping at me. There it is. Now the barbecue tells me to close the lid. Now it tells me to open it just slightly, and now the Kamado Joe will keep the temperature in check. So all I have to do is open it up and put the pork roast in. Now I'm gonna point the skin up, stick in a thermometer to keep my eye on the temperature, plug it in the barbecue, and now I can see everything that's going on in my app. Our pork belly has been cooking for 4 hours now. 4 hours at such a low temperature. All this time the fat has been rendering down, everything's been cooking, and especially the skin. As you can see, it's now a light golden brown. It started to firm up, but it's not yet crispy to the point where we need it to be. The core temperature of the pork belly is about 70 degrees Celsius, but we're going to take it up all the way to 92 degrees Celsius. To do that, we're going to need to raise up the temperature in the barbecue, and that will crispen up the skin and get us to that core temperature. I'm going to set the temperature. I'm going to change the temperature from 120 to 160 degrees Celsius. The Kamado Joe tells me to open up the vent a little bit. The fan will start kicking in, the temperature will rise up, and now we keep checking about every 15 minutes to see how that skin's doing. Another hour went by and we're getting close to our target temperature. We got about 4 more degrees to go. But look at that, the skin is looking pretty amazing. You can see that it's fully cooked. But now I want to get on a little bit more crispiness. So I'm going to close the lid and raise up the temperature even further. I'm going to set it to a temperature of 240 degrees Celsius. The barbecue tells me to open the top vent even more. Now I'm going to check with an even higher intensity to see how that skin is crispening up. And the reason that I'm intensifying the frequency of checking is to make sure that we don't overshoot, but just get it to that simple perfection. Now 20 more minutes has gone by and look at this roast. I got a little bit of aluminum foil on the side to prevent any burning, but I'm going to take that off now. And look at this beauty. This is going to be so good. I think a few more minutes and we're done. We just hit the 92 degrees Celsius core temperature and the outside is perfect, the inside's perfect. I'm gonna take the probe out, guys. We're gonna take this off. Oh, what a beauty. Let's close the lid on this. I let it rest for about 15 minutes now and I wanna check on how crispy this crust actually is. So I think I did a pretty good job. It crispened up nice and firm. Now, why would I be already sure that this is a success? Well, that's because I cooked it for a long time. And in that long time, you're cooking down the skin, so it becomes soft and tender, and you can actually already eat it. And then crisping it up is just for enjoyment, but arguably also the most important part of making it so good. All right, I think we just need to slice into this. Take a look on the inside. What do you think? There we go. What do you think about that? Get a slice out of this. See how strong that is, how crispy it turned out. It just holds up the whole slice. You can see the fat render down perfect, just like you would with a brisket. You want that kind of to disappear and render down, and the meat to become juicy and tender. Enough talking. Oh, that's so good. Wow. If you follow this recipe for cooking a pork belly roast, you can't go wrong. It's going to be freaking amazing. And who doesn't love pork belly? It's one of my favorite things. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then leave us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. In the meantime, eet smakelijk and keep on grilling. I will definitely do eet smakelijk.